Hello, hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi. Today I thought let me get my bangs out. By the way, but the bangs are clip-ons. You can get it from anywhere. I thought let me look cute for this video. And why I'm dressed up like this is especially because there's this one particular perfume that I really wanted to attend their launch party, but for some reason I'm never invited. And that perfume is Kayali's Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar 42. That's the bottle. Tell me, am I not dressed up exactly like this bottle? So, kind of changes color. So it goes from pink to purple, pink to purple. And that's how I'm dressed as today. By the way, I love this perfume. Letting you know from now itself that although their last release, I think it was the lychee, the Eden Juicy lychee. I wasn't very fond of that perfume. This one, I'm crazy about. And I'll tell you exactly why. These type of perfumes which smell like a little fruit candy-ish, they remind me of this perfume, the Jean-Paul Gaultier's La Belle. This is the original one, not the Le Parfum. Anything that reminds me of that, the candy fruit combination, but in a healthy, mature way, I like that perfume. And this one is no different. It smells definitely like hard sugar, the candy, the one you use in your tea and stuff. But it has these fruity facets in the opening. Now this has got 3.92 on Fragrantica. I think it's not fair, or maybe it's a very selective perfume, because even La Belle, I remember either people loved it or did not like it. For me, anything which is like vanilla sweet and then it has these candy notes and then it has fruity facet to it, I love it. Let me tell you the notes first. It starts off with vanilla. Okay, starts off with vanilla, pear, marshmallow, and rum. So it's a deeper perfume. It's deep because it has the vanilla and rum together along with the pear, which is not a realistic pear. I would call it the same pear you get in Lantity. And then it has the marshmallow notes as well. So it's very creamy, fluffy at the same time. Then you have violet leaves also on top and ylang ylang. Honestly, I can't smell the ylang ylang. And even the violet leaves, thank God, I'm not getting that weird, not the gasoline smell or the bitter smell or anything like that. So I'm sure it's doing something, but I can't really smell it. Then the middle notes are bubblegum. And by the way, that note of bubblegum is super prominent. Then they have jelly beans, jasmine, caramel, and labdanum. And then the base notes of sugar, patchouli, tonka, cashmere wood, vetiver, and sandalwood. It's a very perfumey perfume, okay? What I get the most out of this is, yes, the vanilla. I get that pear as well. But the marshmallow, jelly bean, bubblegum, that's what comes forward the most. And that's why I like it so much, because it's an exciting perfume. Yes, it's a very girly girl perfume. I mean, just look at the bottle and the color and you would just imagine what this perfume would smell like, It smells like how I'm dressed up right now. And if I'm dressed up like this, I would wear this perfume, Or I would actually not mind wearing the La Belle as well. Now, it is not duping La Belle, so don't get me confused. I just took it out to show you the DNA, right? The genre, which genre, not even the DNA. But the genre is very much like La Belle. Again, vanilla with sweetness and a specific kind of fruity note. This is a masterpiece. I feel this is a very unique perfume. In my opinion, if I had to rate it on Fragrantica, it would have got 4.8 or something. The longevity also on this is surprisingly good. If you want to smell like bubblegummy, if you want to smell, I don't even know how to explain this perfume because it just smells like bubblegum, like marshmallow bubblegum, that whole PR event she had, or the advertisement, the teaser ads and everything where they had this lollipop, with the stick, those flat large ones. Then they had the rock sugar for the tea. Then they had marshmallows flying around, the bubble gum, everything was so perfect, and the whipped cream and everything, it's very creamy but very candyish at the same time, and it's not going in the juvenile direction, which is why I like it a lot. Now I do want the full bottle of it, and I keep saying that I'll get full bottle, but if you have noticed, I have all the Kayalis in 10 ml. But if this one finishes, yes, I will feel like buying it again. I quite like this perfume. It is not for everybody for sure, because it's very heavy on that bubblegum scent, but if you don't mind a perfume that's it smells like bubblegum, candy and everything, but doesn't go on the juvenile direction, you're gonna like this perfume. But if you do not like very, very sweet perfumes, this is not for you at all, because this is tooth-achingly sweet. Just see the images and everything promoting the perfume, and it smells exactly how it looks like. And yes, weirdly enough, it does like feel like the color pink and purple. And like in that little effervescent, angelic way, like, I don't know, it's like perfect. I think this is perfect. The PR for this, for a change, was perfect. Because normally with Kayali, especially actually not always, but after the whole gelato, the pistachio gelato thing, it was a kind of like a, okay, it did not smell like how we expected it would smell like. But this guy was on point. I'm definitely gonna give this perfume a 10 out of 10. It's a beautiful fragrance. Yes, I will want to buy it once it finishes. Will I be stingy with this perfume and not like use it up so I don't have to buy a full bottle? Yes, I'll be stingy. But nevertheless, once it finishes, I will want at least a 50 ml bottle for this one. This projects around, let's say 2 to 3 feet. It's not very projecting fragrance, but yes, it'll create at least a 3 feet scent bubble around you. Longevity is at least 7 to 8 hours, which is not bad for a perfume, which is like a sweet perfume like this. But towards the end, you get this bubblegummy, vanillic leftover scent on your skin, which is beautiful, which is why I like it. Because from the beginning till it reaches the middle notes, till the base notes, it smells really, really nice. It is not Middle Eastern at all. I think this can be worn in any weather and during any time of the day. You can mix this with like a more wood heavy perfume to transition towards evening. I wouldn't mind wearing this in the evening also, to be honest with you, but like right now, I think the perfection is during daytime. And the celebrity that came to my mind instantly because of her videos especially was Sabrina Carpenter. So yeah, this is probably her bubbly personality, the way she is, even in her videos and everything, how she is. I will be appreciating this perfume for a long, long, long time to come. I mean, 10 out of 10 for me, giving to any like a branded perfume, it's not easy, and this one deserves it for sure. Sooner or later, you guys are going to be like, Simin, show us this perfume, get this perfume. So before you guys started saying it, the moment it was released, the moment it came on the website, I was like, order it. And that was Sehr Lattafa. Look at this ginormous box. I mean, have you seen a box this big? It has this whole thing about warnings and stuff at the background. I don't know why. If you see closely, there's a print throughout this thing which looks like mesh. Not sure if you're catching it on the camera or not. And then let me be careful in opening this. And by the way, when you also open it, it takes a lot of time to open it, but whoa, like, oh my god, opens like this. And that's the bottle inside. Let me take the bottle out because you can't really make out how it looks when it's inside. So when this bottle came to me yesterday, and I decided I'm going to review it, I was like, you know what, let me not like bother trying it out for 1 week. And I'm glad I did, and I'll tell you exactly why. That's the bottle. I mean, weapon, okay? It's so heavy because this entire thing is made of metal, okay? It is, I think, a dragon holding this dragon ball kind of a thing. The bottle looks like a Giza bottle, the Imperial Valley and all that, the bottle is exactly like that. The top is like very Guerlain, and then this whole thing, I know not everybody is gonna like the bottle. I like it. Yes, it's super tacky. Now, if this thing was in plastic, I would have hated it so much. But because it's heavy and it's like high quality and just looks like very, very beautiful, yeah, it's gonna like take up a lot of space on my vanity. But you know what? I can always take the cap off, store this in the box, and put another cap on this and store it like this. But knowing me, I'm gonna keep the lid on for this one. Now, it came macerated, which was a good thing because this perfume is around 180 dirhams. It's 50 USD. So it's not that expensive. Now, the question is, how is this perfume not in Pride collection? With this packaging, with amazing presentation, the box is expensive. How is it 180 dirhams? How is it like only $50? Why isn't it like a Pride range price, right? Of like 300 dirhams almost, or at least 65, 70, $80. I'll tell you why. This is a mixture in equal parts of Lattafa's Khamra, the original, not the Kahwa, and Ishq al Shuyuk. Mix them together and you get Sehr Lattafa. I am not even going to speak a lot about it. Yes, it's a stunning perfume. Like stunning, amazing. Like I sprayed it because I didn't want to spray it on myself because I sprayed it from here. And I was like, okay, I can smell like this very prominent suede leather. And I was like, I don't want to spray it on myself because off late I've been getting a little repulsed because it's really hot in the UAE. And I was like, I don't want to put any kind of leather on myself. Anything animalic, I'm staying away from as of now. So I sprayed it, I sit on the sofa and this side, like I sprayed it on the sofa purposely on this side because I could keep getting the whiffs. Did not spray it on my skin and it was unmistakable. Now the thing is, when it came yesterday, it was hot. Like I couldn't touch this. It was like burning hot, right? And I was like, let it cool. And then I sprayed this and unmistakably, the first thought I was like, Ishkal Shiuk, because of the suede. Vanilla suede. So strong. And then it was like khamra coming in. Like slowly I can smell the khamra in it. And I was like, bro, what the heck? Now the unfortunate part is that I don't have Ishkal Shiuk with me because, as you know, Ali had taken it to Pakistan and like one of his cousins liked it and it's gone. But it's unmistakable. The Ishkal Shiuk and Khamra mixed together, there's no denying that this is like just a mixture of the two. This is even cheaper than Nebras. Nebras is for $195. And then I was like, okay, so that is why it's this cheap, because it's, in my opinion, okay, I could be wrong. In my opinion, they just took two of their existing perfumes, mixed them together, probably because they have like a lot of stock of it. And then they packed it in a super fancy packaging. Their PR was amazing. I saw the notes. I wasn't like very... Now see, the thing is that in the notes, it says top notes of cinnamon and bitter almond. I can smell the almond. Cinnamon is like barely there. Then you say heart notes of jasmine, pomerose and akigala wood. Honestly, I can't smell any of those. And then the base notes are vanilla, absolute, amber and tonka bean. They absolutely failed to mention the suede or leather or whatever that animalic note is. So I was thinking like, is it the akigala wood? But no, akigala wood would give it that earthiness, right? Not animalic nature. Where's that suede smell coming from? So I want everybody who has reviewed the perfume or smelled this perfume or has purchased this perfume like me out of curiosity, because the packaging and the PR was brilliant, to say the least. It was brilliant. The way they advertised it, you want to get the perfume, especially because of the way they showed it like fiery and everything. Now, in my opinion, what it smells like is almond, tonka, vanilla, leather, some powdery florals, but very minutely there. That's what this perfume smells like to me. It's very, very hot. It's not even warm. It's a hot perfume. So the way they showcase this, I mean, I can't get over the packaging. It's like insane. Now, whether it's worth it or not, you can decide. For me, it's 100% worth it. Yeah, okay, if I had the Ishkal Shiuk, probably I would be like, nah, not really worth it. I might want to sweeten this up a little bit more, so I'm going to layer more of khamra along with this. And I guess that's why I'm saying cinnamon, because like if you still want that cinnamon, but you want more of the sweetness of the khamra, you will want to add this a little bit more. But yeah, that's it. It was like an anticlimactic thing, because I was like, oh my god, this is going to be that perfume I'm going to speak so much about, because it's going to be like crazy insane. And then just turned out to be Ishkal Shiuk with khamra, you know. So in my opinion, 10 out of 10 still. Okay, it's a beautiful fragrance. It lasts like around 7 hours, okay. After 7 hours, it does long 24 hours, but you can only smell suede, nothing else. Even the sweetness like disappears, and all you smell, I mean that part of my sofa right now, if I go and smell it, smells like leather or suede, you know, like a soft suede. So yeah, they failed to mention the fact that it has suede in it, which is absurd because that's the first thing you get. So I don't know why they did that. Maybe some people will not be happy with the whole idea of them, like, you know, they have been doing that with their perfumes, putting it in different packaging and stuff. Sneaky, little sneaky. I don't care, guys. Listen, I don't mind buying perfumes. I don't care if people send me PR. Not once has Lattafa, by the way, sent me PR. If they do, I'll be very happy, but I will review it as is. I cannot like fake it, okay? Because you know when you fake it, you know when you follow, like in your follow-up videos, like 6 months down the lane, you're going to contradict yourself completely. So it's like stupid to actually like pretend and say good things about certain perfumes. So yeah, I like it. I'm going to still give it 10 out of 10 because yes, see me, I'm going to wear this a lot. But I'm a psycho. Look at that, you know? So decide for yourself if you need this perfume or not, right? It's super heavy on Middle Eastern vibes, although it doesn't have oud and everything. The whole cinnamon, the leather, everything just gives it that whole, like real Middle Eastern-ness that if you're not comfortable with it, don't. If you don't have like animalic scents, if you don't like suede and leather in your perfume, it's the same quality as the Ishkal Shiuk. So it's not like leather in your face. It's like the soft suede with vanilla, you know, along with your cinnamon, khamra, you know. You can also mix it up with more vanilla if you want, you know. I think you can layer that perfume with like a lot of different perfumes, which is why I quite like it. And the celebrity, without even thinking, for some reason, Matthew McConaughey popped up in my head. I think I'd given him Ishkal Shirigan, which is why this one, also him, came in my mind, because I was like, hands down, it's him. His suddenness and everything is like a little bit like a whole cowboy vibe and everything. Maybe he's not, but I just feel like that about him. So yeah, that would be Matthew McConaughey. Next, we have is another one which was requested. The brand was requested, and then I could not find many perfumes from this brand. This is from Al Watania. This is called Sabah Al Ward. The packaging is like very mediocre, but then the perfume is not more than $20, so I'm not expecting much. Even the packaging, it's a very generic packaging. Like I've seen this cap everywhere else. I don't mind the packaging. Color is super beautiful. Like it has this ombre from black to this purplish, like, you know, the bottle of Carmina kind of like gives me that. But the top, I've seen this top with so many perfumes. So I know these are like molds that are like created by maybe China or something. And then like all these perfume companies, they use the same mold. Now, what's a little annoying is that in the printing, now this is just me. I'm a jerk like this, you know. It's a little offset because there's a cut over here. Like it's a crystal cut kind of a thing over here. So they have offset everything to fit in this little square. So this is an additional part. And the font is on this side. So I feel the entire print is left indented. Doesn't it look like that? Okay, I'm just being weird. See me. This has got such high rating on Fragrantica, which is why when I saw it, I was like, Sabah Al Ward, oh my god. And I remembered the bottle. I was like, dude, this was something that people like. And immediately I bought it because I got it for less than $20. Okay, so it's got 4.33 on Fragrantica. The notes are pink pepper and mandarin orange in the opening. I'll tell you what I smell. I smell pink pepper and jasmine instantly. There's no like question. Yes, the orange comes in later, but the pink pepper, jasmine and orange blossom, I would say all of them coming together, which you guys know, jasmine and orange blossom along with orange, like it's like I will like the perfume, you know. It has pink pepper and mandarin orange on top, middle notes of cacao pod, jasmine sambac, and orange blossom. And then the base notes are vanilla, tonka, and patchouli. So two guesses what came to mind. Alien. But the perfume this is compared to is, what's this perfume by the way? It's called Ilia Secreto Natura. I don't even know what this perfume is. Then they're saying Roberto Cavalli Absolute and Lantidi. Next comes Amarich. Now Amarich is one of those perfumes. As a kid, my mom always used Amarich, and I agree that it does have like a lot in common with Amarich. I would say this is an equal mixture of Amarich along with the Alien. I'm gonna spray it and let you guys know how close it is to Alien. Because you know, when you think in your head, you know, the moment you think jasmine, orange blossom, immediately you think Alien. You know, actually even not orange blossom, because Alien has like 3 notes, I know. The jasmine is the exact same indolic jasmine that you get in Alien. But I'm telling you, like, it's not just Alien. It's Alien along with another perfume. And I would like assume, because I remember Amarich from my childhood, so I'm not really. But the moment I sprayed this, it was so familiar. And then immediately I was like, Alien. And then I was like, it smells like something, you know, like, and it's very familiar and it's something from my childhood. So this perfume does not smell new. It smells very, very vintage. And the moment I saw Amarich mentioned on Fragrantica, I was like, thank God I saw that, because my brain would have been like constantly thinking, what does it smell like? And yeah, it smells like Amarich combined with your Alien. It's a very, very beautiful fragrance. For everybody who found Alien a little bit more overwhelming, this one, it's I would say like a little bit more bearable or more wearable. That's a more appropriate word, you know. It opens much fresher because of that orange blossom and that pepper. It's like just doing it like justice. And I think it's a beautiful fragrance. Like, I quite like it. And the orange is like also very, very prominent. Like, if you really try to notice it, there's this zestiness coming in, and it's a sweet, zesty feeling. And that's the orange. I really like this perfume. It goes from fruity to floral very, very quickly, but I don't mind it. Now, the part which is like confusing for me, because yeah, once it'll dry down, it does have like vanilla, but I can't smell tonka and the cacao pod. I can smell the patchouli more. So the cacao pod and tonka, I don't know, maybe they have like a supporting role, but not really. If you're expecting to smell like chocolate or something, no, it's not. If you're expecting it to smell like tonka beans and everything, no, it's not. You know, it's more of like a pleasant vanilla along with like, I would say like a lot of patchouli, yeah? So the base note of patchouli is like quite strong, but it's not one of those disturbing patchoulis. It is definitely earthy, but not like dirty. It's not making the perfume dirty. It does smell like a garden. A garden where there's this jasmine flowers, orange blossom. It has like orange trees, and then the garden is just like watered, and how the place would smell like. I think it's a beautiful fragrance. I will give this an 8.5 out of 10 because I'm not like wowed by it because it's like done and overdone. I was even considering maybe I should just give it an 8 because it's not really like very revolutionary. It is definitely a beautiful fragrance, and if you like Amarich, if you like Alien, if you like Jasmine, if you like orange blossom fragrances, go for this one. Very beautiful. 8.5. I'm trying to be like nice today because I feel cutesy and all. Maybe I'll change my mind later. There's no Middle Easternness about it. The projection is insane. It's 3 to 4 feet. Longevity also surprisingly, it's 8+ hours. It was crazy. I sprayed it and I was like, damn, it smells exactly like how Alien, you know how Alien projects and just lasts all day? This one is the same. So yeah, quite like this perfume. And the celebrity, I would give this to, now I know I gave the Alien to Ana de Armas, but let's like change it up, like switch it up a little bit for this one. I'm going to give this to Mila Kunis. Like, yeah, I would assume Mila Kunis probably smells like this. Like, she looks all like aggressive, you know, not aggressive, but she has strong features. Like, she looks like a person who will not take nonsense, you know, and everything. She looks like a strong person. But for some reason, I feel like she would smell like this. Still smells a little vintage, but strong, and it has like a darn strong personality. So yeah, that's Sabah Al Ward for you. It's a beautiful fragrance. I would like consider this a blind buy as well if you like florals, you know. Now again, I have two PR from Khadlaj. Actually, not from Khadlaj, it's from their sub-brand, and that's Lafidi, and that's your Crystallia collection. So you have the Primaso and your Imperio. The moment I read Imperio, the first thing that came to my mind was Harry Potter, because Imperio is like one of the 3 unforgivable curses, and that's like basically mind control. Like you can control your another person by doing the Imperious spell, which is, yeah, nerd. I'm telling you, I'm a nerd. Let's start with the first one. Let's do the Primaso first, the Crystallia Primaso. Now, I'm gonna be super fair this time because both these perfumes are apple fragrances, and as you know, Simin despises apple perfumes. But because it's Khadlaj and I love them, and because a lot of y'all told me that if you hate a note, please do not like be biased and give your opinion that way. So anyhow, let me show you the bottles first. So they literally look like crystal bottles. So that's your bottle. This is the Primaso and this is the Imperial. Both are apple super fruity fragrances. Bottle is very, very heavy. If you can see the base, any bottle that has a base like that, it'll be like very, very heavy. I mean, really, really heavy. The cap, on the other hand, it's plastic. So it is not, it's just like simple plastic, like I can hold that like that, right? Now let's start with the Primaso. This is, I'm not going to immediately smell it because if I get that apple smell, I'm going to like not be very happy, you know. Now see, I'm keeping it like far away from me like this, but I can smell the apple immediately, right? Now Primaso is a fruity perfume around $35. I feel it smells exactly like Eden Juicy Apple, and it gives me the same vibe as Eden Juicy Apple. You know what? Let me get the Eden Juicy Apple. You know what's nice about the Eden Juicy Apple? You can immediately spot it because it's red in color. So yeah, of course I have the 10 ml of it. Let's spray them side by side and see if I'm right or wrong. Nearly identical. No, they're identical. Okay, let me not mix them up. Notes are top notes of apple, lychee and rose, heart notes of plum and jasmine, and the base notes of moss, vanilla and patchouli. Now, if you're like me and if you do not like apples, skip this. Skip it, because of course, if you do not like apples, you're not gonna... Now, the Primaso is a red apple, right? You can smell the juicy, you just cut the apple and you open the apple and the juice of the apple just came out, and the smell, It's unmistakable. But it's like slowly it moves away from that and you start smelling the lychee and rose. Lychee and rose like come in so quickly. Like initially all you smell is apple, but then all of a sudden, of course, it's in the top notes, right? So you smell the lychee and rose immediately. Rose is like a very, very red rose. This perfume, again, it smells cold. It smells like a summer drink, you know, something that you make like a sangria or something, but it has like a lot of apples, and sangria does have apples and fruits. So just smells like a mixture of like all these like fruits. And then you have like plum and jasmine coming in the middle notes, which takes a little bit of time. I can smell it already, but like for it to fully kick in and for the perfume to go from those very light notes to darker notes, the plum and jasmine make it like very, very dark. And then the mossiness and earthiness come in by virtue of moss and patchouli, and vanilla, of course, which makes the perfume, continues keeping the perfume sweet. Now, overall, this perfume is stunning if you like Eden Juicy Apple. I personally, being fair, I would personally give it 7.5, but the perfume is an 8.5, okay? I would give it 7.5 because I would still want to layer this with something and wear it, probably an oud. I know, unpopular opinion, but layering like a super crisp apple with oud gives you this amazing, amazing perfume. Or if you have tobacco even. So either oud or tobacco, not leather. I actually quite like this perfume. But if I was being biased because of the apple note, I would say 7.5. But this perfume is definitely an 8.5. It's a very pleasant perfume. If you like Eden Juicy Apple, go for it. It's a blind buy it. It's like less than $35. It's cheap, okay? And plus the bottle and everything is like quite stunning. Oh my gosh, you know, no Middle Easternness. Longevity is like insane, 8+ hours. The projection is like 5 feet. You know, it's like, of course, it's apple and fresh notes and, you know, ultimately your deep notes. But yeah, it's going to project like crazy. Just like your Eden Juicy Apple. Let me see if they smell identical now. It's even brighter than the Eden Juicy Apple. I can smell this one so much stronger. You know the opening and the middle notes of Eden Juicy Apple? Like this is that. This is like a spring summer fragrance that you would wear during daytime because of that strong apple note. But then because it gets deeper and deeper, you can transition by wearing this perfume and in the evening spray it with something woody or earthy or something more heavy, and you can overlap these perfumes and create another beauty on its own. And of course, because it's apples, the celebrity which came to my mind, I know it's so pissing off. If she ever watches my videos, I'm sure she'll never watch my videos, but if she ever does, the moment I think apples, I think of Reese Witherspoon. It's so weird. So it would be Reese Witherspoon for this one. Now the next one is Imperio, which is again an apple, but I think this is more of a green apple. They have not mentioned green apple, but in my opinion, the opening is very, very green apple-ish. Maybe it's the influence of like the bottles because one is red and one is green, but trust me, in my head, this is like a green apple. And this is supposed to be a dupe for Tea Sugar Fleur by Victoria's Secret, which is a discontinued perfume, which was very, very popular. Again, me without being biased because I do not like apple note. Top notes are apple, middle notes are bubblegum, caramel and jasmine, and then the base notes of crystal, amber and sandalwood. By the way, guys, the batch is like, again, 2024. So I will wait for it to macerate and I will redo this review. This is initial impression, right? Because I literally received this like 2-3 days ago only. So I haven't really had a chance to sit with this. Now the difference between the Primaso and the Imperio is that the Imperio is a little bit more tamed. Primaso was very, very bubbly. This one is like the sister that is a little bit more serious, but it's within like, it's like the twins. But one twin is a little bit serious and the other one is very, very bubbly. This smells like apple bubblegum. Exactly how an apple bubblegum smells like. I have never put apple bubblegum in my mouth, but I've had friends who would chew it all the time. So I know exactly what it smells like. And this is just that. And you know, when you eat so many bubblegums together that it's a bit too much for your mouth to handle. You know, there are like 3 of them. As a kid, you would stuff your mouth with bubblegums and see how many you can accommodate in your mouth. By the way, the green notes, the green apple note, it goes from 100 to 0 within like a couple of seconds. Okay, so not 0, but maybe 20%. So it reduces a lot, and then the bubblegum starts showing more, along with jasmine. Caramel, I wouldn't say it's there like very heavily. It's there as a sweetness, but not like you wouldn't consider this to be a thick caramel scent. And then you have your crystal, amber and sandalwood. which is what's giving it a little bit of creaminess, I suppose. So this is a little bit more tamed. It's less effervescence, less bubbly, but at the same time, it's still very youthful. Both these perfumes are meant to be worn, maybe not meant to be worn by people, but at least gives that impression of a very, very youthful person. Whether it was intentional or not, but like the red and green, this perfume literally smells green in color and this one smells red. This one definitely, although they have not mentioned it, this is green apples and this is red apples. Now this one, I would rate it as, this is more wearable to me, right? So my rating would be 8. But I know this perfume is very popular because it is duping a perfume which is discontinued and people love that perfume. The Tease Sugar Fleur by VS. I haven't smelled that one, so I don't know if it actually smells like that one or not. This is what's mentioned on website. So, and the notes are the same. So all in all, again, these two are like good perfumes, but like it's just something that I need to let macerate, and maybe I will concentrate this a little bit more with more vanillic fragrances or like a tobacco or oud fragrance and see how it goes. That's your Crystallia. I'm saying Crystallia, I know it's Crystallia. Listen, I know there's some weird thing about my pronunciation. So when words like this, it's Crystallia. No, it has to be Crystallia because double L, right? Crystallia would be 1L. So it is Crystallia. Crystallia Primaso and Crystallia Imperio. I will only know from the brand if I pronounce it right or not. So I'm going to speak to Bushra and see if I messed up or not. But yeah, I love the bottles, by the way. So I'm going to keep these on the Khadlaj shelf. Yeah, that's a Khadlaj shelf over there. It'll macerate, and in 3 months you'll have me review this again and tell you exactly how they macerated, if they changed or not. For me, this one is a little bit more wearable to me than this one because it smells exactly like Eden Juicy Apple. If you want a dupe for this one, bang on dupe. Even lasts longer, so no brainer. Anyhow guys, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been doing back-to-back hauls because I know you are waiting for these reviews. I know like a lot of people literally ask me like, get these perfumes, review it, and Ben, especially the Sehr Lattafa, I wanted to review it before you guys asked me for it. So I hope it reaches you on time and I don't delay editing these videos. So yeah, I hope you appreciate the fact that I actually buy the perfumes immediately, especially the viral ones, and like present it to you. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.